Scorpio, and welcome to your reading for December the 11th through December the 18th. This is a general reading. If you'd like a personal reading, there'll be a little eye up here somewhere, and you can click on that. It'll take you to my website, or failing that, it'll be in the information box below. This is for your sun, moon, and rising. So if you know your moon and rising, the links to the other videos will be below. Also, please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That will be below too, the links there. And what else? Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's that time of year. I'm doing the 12-month readings. I've got a special on them on the website. And plus, if you sign up for my list on the website, you will get another $50 discount code. So do that. It's great. You know, you'll get to know what kind of energies are going to come in the next year and how to take advantage to co-create. Now, before we go any further, I just want to mention that on the 17th Pacific Standard Time and the 18th Eastern Standard Time in Greenwich Mean Time, we have the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, it's moved from Scorpio, deep and intense, into a much lighter, passionate. Sagittarius is the optimistic sign, the Pollyanna of our zodiac. Now, this is listen. At the time of the new moon, it's a perfect time to plant seeds. It's really important to make plans, and because that's when we plant the seeds at the new moon, and then the full moon, they come to fruition. Now, at the same time of this new moon, there are 5 planets in Sagittarius. There's the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. Now, that's trining Uranus in Aries. More fire. I mean, there's so much fire. We have to really be grounded during this time, because we're all going to be and also Mars has moved into Scorpio, so it's at home. You know, the planet of war is at home in Scorpio. Scorpio in the original ancient tarot, Scorpio ruled Mars in the beginning, and now Pluto rules it. But anyway, so it's feeling very at home, and you'll feel that energy, I'm sure, Scorpio. So you are the last this month. I think you've got one more week, and then you go, then you move up again. Now, talking of co-creating, Mercury's in retrograde. Take advantage, do some organizing, you know, restructuring. You know, it's a perfect energy to get into creative projects where you can do things, or things that you've been meaning to do for a long time around the home. Do that, you know. I mean, really use that energy and co-create. It can be wonderful. People freak out Mercury in retrograde, but if you co-create with it, you can really get a lot done and move forward in a way while standing still. So anyway, this is a wonderful opportunity to do that. Now, it's conjunct with Saturn, which is the planet of lessons, you know, and structure and rules. Don't break any rules right now. It's not a good time to do anything that's out of the ordinary, because, you know, Saturn's at play here, and you could get taught a lesson. So be creative, be in that creative energy, as opposed to, you know, trying to start new projects. I mean, you can, projects that you've been meaning to do that have been on the shelf for a long time, that's a really good time to do them. You know, if you're at home and you can, you know, painting, fixing things like that. Anyway, let's go to your cards. Listen, the first card that comes up for you, Scorpio, is the 7 of Coins. Now, when the 7 of Coins comes up, it's saying you really, look, she's in the field and she's taking a look, she's taking a moment to really admire all the hard work that she's done. And this is what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to look back and look at what has worked for you and how far you've come. Don't look at what you haven't done or what's not working. It's really important to focus on giving yourself credit for what you have done, how far you've come and what you've been able to accomplish. And I, underneath clarifying this is the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is, not, sometimes I would say it's a choice, and it is a choice in a way, because I feel that you've got the blindfolds on you. You're choosing not to see the blessings in the situation, perhaps. It's about really looking at how far you've come, Scorpio. This is a clear message to really give yourself credit where credit's due. Now, the next card that's come up is the Hanging Man, which indicates, a pause in action. This can also be asking you to have some patience. And it's also saying get creative, right? Now, under that, this is so funny. I can't remember which reading it is, but these cards were kind of reversed, but they were exactly the same cards. This is a card, clarifying the Hanging Man is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is about, this is about abundance through really hard work, and things are really starting to pay off. It's like things are really coming to, I feel that this is abundance, or this kind of payoff is something you've waited for a while, and it's finally come in. You finally got paid, and this is a really sometimes this can feel that it's like a pause in action, and it can feel a little frustrating, but this has come in, and it's been worth the wait. And sometimes the Hanging Man is like, it's very Mercury in retrograde, really, because it's like there's a pause in action and you need to focus on creatively. It's like making a plan of action. So maybe this money has come in. It's not about running out and spending it. It's about making a plan of action, how you're going to invest it. That's what I'm getting here. Now, the next card that came in is the Eight of Wands. So things are starting. So this has been like a moment to kind of contemplate and make plans, right? For the abundance that's come in, and from your hard work that's paid off. All the effort that you've put into this is starting to pay off. And the Eight of Wands is things that's going to start to move really fast right now. And this could be like a information overload, that kind of thing. But I have a feeling that now things are really moving forward for you, Scorpio. And clarifying the Eight of Wands is the Five of Chalices and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Chalices is about disappointment, and sometimes this can be like, this is disappointment and disillusion, and sometimes because it's the Chalices, it's about kind of your relationship. It's like being disappointed with your relationship, being kind of hurt and not, it's almost, it's interesting because it's not getting what you need out of a relationship, and it's about the pain, suffering in the pain, and kind of not telling the person how you're feeling and that your needs aren't being met. So interesting. So this is about focusing on what's not working in the relationship as opposed to what's working in it. And this is a clear indication that you need to focus on what is working. See how that changes your perspective in this relationship. And you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is, it's about being grounded. It's interesting because we have Venus squaring Neptune in Pisces. So you've got to ask yourself, is this the truth, right? Because we're going to have illusions and disillusions, particularly in terms of relationships this coming week. So don't take action on it. You're going to get information out you. It's almost like there's lots of confusing information coming in, but the underlying message on this reading is the Justice card. So this is about karmic value. It's about looking at making decisions. Every decision that you make has a karmic value, and it's asking you to come from the higher perspective. So this is looking at your glass half full instead of half empty instead of half full, the Five of Cups. And this Queen of Pentacles is about material. She's about grounding. This is asking you to get grounded. Look, you've got the Eight of Wands, passion and fire. That's very what's going on with the new moon, right? So this is about being very clear with your intentions and what you want. And it's about coming back down to earth and asking what's the truth. What do you need in this relationship? What has caused you the pain? You have to look at it. It's like, what is causing you pain? Write it down, what's causing you pain in this relationship. And then also write, what I just got is a pros and cons list. Write all the pros in this relationship and write all the cons. And really do a prayer about being really grounded and truthful in this situation when you do that. Because it will help you see the truth of what's really going on in this relationship. So the Queen of Pentacles, she's about being grounded. She's about beautifying. She's about, the material realm. She's about abundance and hard work. It's about hard work. So sometimes relationships are work, and sometimes. So yes, I feel that you're coming to. When I say a decision, it's not really a life-changing decision. It's a decision on how you look at your relationship. And really when the Justice card comes in, it's saying, be balanced. And if you can't be neutral and balanced, get a professional's opinion on this. Because I have a feeling that you've got all this conflicting information that's kind of confusing you, and it's kind of, coming from all different directions. But you really should take a moment, go inside, become grounded, and ask for help if you need it. Ask for a professional advice. This is a time to reevaluate relationships. It really is. It's a time to look at relationships that you're not getting anything out of, letting those go, and giving love where love is deserved. It's very important to do that. You can't keep giving away and not receiving. So, your relationships right now need to be a two-way street. And if they're not, then it's time to let them go. Look, Saturn is about putting boundaries in place. It's about putting healthy boundaries in place. And this is the time of year to let that all go. So, make your decisions with the higher purpose and everyone's higher interest, for everyone's higher interest, not just you, Scorpio. But I have a feeling that you can deal with this. You have the tools to deal with this, and you can go deep and really see what's going on. But don't forget, ask yourself, is this true? Because definitely Venus squaring Neptune in Pisces can be very confusing and delusional and illusional. So keep that in mind. Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.